Okay, hey, it's me, Natasha. I'm getting ready for my day, but I was thinking, I've got so many new friends on my Facebook page. You know, you've either requested me or I've requested you, and we don't really know each other or, what's going on or anything like that. So I just figured that I would just make this little reel. I did have a live, but Facebook deletes those lives if you don't download them in time, which my last one was deleted, and it gave you an insight as to who I was. But anyways, I figured I would just go ahead and make this reel to give you an insight on who I am. So I do, like I said, I have a lot of new friends, but I have quite a few old friends who do know me and know my story. But I'm just gonna kind of try to give a quick overview because I do get a lot of questions about where I live, and I currently live in Georgia. I've been here since 2003. I moved down here with my two boys just after finishing LPN nursing school, and I hadn't taken the NCLEX yet. If anybody is new to nursing or doesn't know about nursing, once you graduate from the program, once you make it through and graduate from the program, then you are eligible to take the national NCLEX exam, allowing you to be licensed in your state of practice. And so I had grown up in Indiana, and my mom and dad, when I was 15, decided to move to Georgia after my dad lost his job at Miles, which is now Bayer Pharmaceuticals. So he lost his job, and he was a potter. He was a potter when my older sister and I were kids. He actually was doing that when I was born, and my older sister, she's 18 months older than me, and doing that when he was born, doing like pottery shows and stuff. So he went back to doing that, and they traveled the country, and they decided they wanted to stay in the Atlanta, Georgia area. So they actually went bankrupt or foreclosed on our house in Indiana and moved us down here to Georgia. When I was 15, I went to school in Dahlonega for about 2 years, and then my dad actually picked up and left, took the only vehicle my parents had. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. Took the only vehicle that they had, cleaned out the bank accounts, hadn't paid the bills, hadn't paid the rent because we were renting a house for 3 months, and stuck my mom with that. So my mom, she had met this man, and he let her come and stay with him. And during the week, she would go and stay with him, and he would take her, because she took a job at a local supermarket, take her to work, and then I would stay with my younger brother and sister. I have a brother and sister who are 7 and 9 years younger than me. So I would get them off to school and get them fed, get them to bed, make sure that they did all their schoolwork and stuff. And I was 16 at the time. And my friends helped me too, because I didn't have a car. So I have some good friends who I'm still good friends with to this day, who helped me with my younger brother and sister. Turns out somebody got wind of it there in Dahlonega, and we heard that DFACS was going to be getting involved, and my mom scooped us up, packed all of our stuff up, and moved us back up to Indiana with family. So there's a lot more to the story than that, but I ended up going back to high school there in Elkhart, Indiana, but I wasn't able to finish just because I needed a car, and I didn't totally have my mind right to ride the bus as a senior. It was too embarrassing. I didn't want to do that. So I ended up quitting, and I worked at Steak and Shake, and I became pregnant with my first boy. And I decided that I didn't want to wait tables my whole life. And I love taking care of people and helping other people. And I went through this career book and read through the career book, and I decided to become a nurse. And I wasn't able to go to, at that time, I couldn't commit to 4 years, you know, at a local college. Brick and mortar was the big thing. They didn't even have online classes back then. And so I went through our LPN program and did that part-time. And my first son's father and I split up. We had bought a house and bought a car together, but you know, young and dumb is what I call it, and looking for love in all the wrong places, because, you know, or you don't know, but my dad didn't ever show back up, and my mom ended up marrying that man down in Georgia, and my younger brother and sister moved in down there with them, and I just felt lonely, you know, I like lost my family. So I made my own little family, and my first son's father, Gage, our relationship didn't work out, so we split up. Then I met Dominic's dad, and I got pregnant with Dominic. I was still in nursing school at the time, and I had Dominic. Well, he and I didn't work out, and I graduated from nursing school, and the day that I graduated from LPN nursing school, I moved back down here to Georgia, because my mom was always saying, move back down here, come back down here, and I really wanted to live back down in Georgia, close to my family, and where my two boys could get to know my family. So I did that. My older sister came and she helped me move, that sweet girl. And I moved back down here to Georgia. I've rented a house. My parents helped me. I had saved my tax return that spring, and I didn't spend it. Usually I'd, you know, take the boys out to lunch and buy them some new shoes or clothes or stuff for myself, but I saved that money. And so I was able to get a house. I had to buy appliances for that house, and I graduated nursing school, and I moved down here with a U-Haul in my van with my two boys. I had to get a restraining order. That's a whole nother story, but I had to get a restraining order against Dominic's dad. And we moved down here with permission of Gage's dad to move down here. And we got a little house in Gainesville. And then I tried to take the NCLEX here in the state of Georgia, but they didn't honor everything that the state of Indiana honored, and in my nursing program at the school I went to there in Indiana. So, but I was able to test the NCLEX for Indiana here in the state of Georgia, got my license for LPN in Indiana, and then I was able to endorse it here into Georgia. Now, this is all nursing talk. If anybody is interested in nursing and wants any more details or guidance, I can help you, because I know quite a bit about it, even though it was 20 years ago. But I did all of that, and then I had married Dominic's dad, and I had to go back up to Indiana to go through the child custody case, because his dad wanted full custody, and I had to get my divorce. And when I flew up there, and when I was flying back, the one time I met my husband today on the airplane, and we've been together pretty much ever since. And we took it slow and easy, and we got married 3 years after that, and we just, you know, built a life together. He's got 2 girls, and all the kids are, what, 23 to 29 years now. There's 4 of them, 4 of ours all together. He had 2 girls, I had the 2 boys. So, you know, that's my story, and well, that's the beginning of the story. But while, you know, I had always wanted to go back to school to become an RN, and I did that. And then, and let's see, when did I start that program? I think I started that program in 2007, and it was an online program, which wasn't, you know, totally respected at that time, but it was accredited. So I did that. It took me, gosh, 8 years to get through that program, because I was working, taking care of the kids. You know, the kids were in school by that time, busy, just living our life. And like I said, working. I finally graduated from that program, got my RN in 2015. And then I started doing hospice work. I worked at an inpatient hospice. And then we also, about 4 years after that, we built our house up here in Lula, and we moved out of what I call the big house in Buford. And then, let's see, COVID happened. I was working for a hospice company up here. And I just kind of got burned out, you know. I mean, it was a lot with COVID. If you know any nurses that worked during COVID, they're probably still working now, but you know, a lot did leave, and I ended up being able to take a break. And I'm so grateful I was able to take that break. And but what happened while I was working in hospice with this last company, one of my friends, her sister had started with this home-based remote business, body care business, you know, being a distributor with Nu Skin. And she had approached me multiple times about doing it, and I decided that I would give it a shot. And I've really enjoyed it. They have a personal development program, which I love. So they have like books of the month, and you know, you'll see me post about these books of the month. I love reading. You know, I've gone through nursing school, I had to read tons of books and stuff, and just always been a reader. If you know my family, they're a bunch of readers too. So, you know, but this is like personal development stuff. And so it's helped me like knowing who I am and what I really want to do, what I'm here to do. And I have discovered through this process that really, you know, I'm here just to help others in whatever way I can, either feel better, look better, you know, get more healthy, even just inspire people, you know, because I work out regularly, which is good for my mindset. And I think it's good for, you know, everybody if they can for their mindset. So anyhow, I just thought that I would, you know, tell you guys a little bit about me. And I'm really glad to have met so many neat people that are, you know, like-minded and, you know, just looking to meet true, genuine people. And, you know, I get a lot of questions like, or not questions, but comments. Are you real? Are you a real person? And it just makes me chuckle because I'm definitely real. I'm no faker. You know, I know AI's out there and after to get all of us. And I do worry about that. Like I worry about my face getting taken and put on other bodies, or, oh my gosh, can you imagine like some of those X-rated videos you hear about that happening to people? So I just, whatever, I try to forget about that and not think about that and just be me. You know, just go out there and be me and find my people, find my tribe, and I know I will. So yeah, just thought I'd come on here and do this live, and y'all tell me what you think. Let me know if you have any questions or interested in anything that I've been chatting to you about. But thanks for letting me, you know, be real and get to know me. Hope you all have a great day.